Now this bar chart depicts the 16 secular bull and bear markets since 1802. A stock market is always in either a secular bull or secular bear phase. The chart depicts that when each secular bear ends, a secular bull begins, and vice versa. The market, as depicted by the green bar at the far right, has been in a secular bull since March of 2009. It was preceded by a secular bear, as depicted by the red bar just on its left, which began in March of 2000 with the bursting of the dot-com bubble. The 2000 secular bear ended when the bear market bottomed in March of 2009. This table depicts the durations for all of the secular bulls and bears. The longest bear was 20 years, from 1929 to 1949. The longest bull was also 20 years and was from 1861 to 1881. The shortest lifespan for both the secular bull and bear since 1802 has been 8 years. Now, for 104 of the 218 years, the market was in a secular bear, and for 114 of the 218, a secular bull. The average per annum gain for a secular bear was 0.6%, and for a secular bull, 15.3%. The average duration for a secular bull was 14.1 years, and for a secular bear, 11.6 years. Now, this here is a great chart. It's a classic bear, the 2000 bear. And after the 1982 bull peaked in 2000, the 2000 bear began and declined by 56% to its 2009 March bottom. Make note that it took until 2013, or 13 years, before the peak of the bull that ended in 2000 was eclipsed. This was very typical, and I will elaborate on this later. The 1982 to 2000 bull has the record for being the longest since the 1800s. The reason why is because the Berlin Wall fell in 1989 and Communist China opened up its economy in 1990. This resulted in there being hundreds of millions of new consumers of products produced by U.S. companies. The influx of consumers extended the secular bull. The bull and bear market terminology commonly used by the news media is applicable to cyclical bulls and bears, which are different species than secular bulls and bears. Here's a cyclical bear in the 1949 to 1966 secular bull. Here are two cyclical bulls in the 1966 to 1982 secular bear. Now, secular bull and bear markets are driven by sentiment. The blue line in this chart depicts that the Dow Jones increased by an average of 7.5% from 1919 to 2020 based on its trend line. When the public is optimistic, as was the case in the Roaring '20s, the market gets significantly overvalued and above its long-term trend line for an extended period. When the public gets pessimistic, as was the case after the crash of 1929 and the onset of the Great Depression, the market gets significantly undervalued and below its long-term trend line for an extended period. And that's, so sentiment will move this up and down above and below that trend line. But that's the trend line.